All right.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hello. Welcome, everyone, to the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show. Of course, you know, I'm Goon, but I'm not Ironhead. I'm Joe Putnam, filling in for Mr. Byers today. That's right. So we are here at Quaker Steak Lube on Better Plank in State College, ready to have fun with you for the next hour. I know you and I always have a fun time.
Absolutely. Love you, Putt. I gave everybody a little history of us, your memory and stuff like that on Tuesday afternoon with the Lionel Vitale.
Yeah, Lionel Vitale. Wow. Washington, 1987.
Yeah, there was about 15 people at that tailgate who were like, all right, that dude's a little, I don't know if I'm scared of that guy or impressed by that guy. It was very, very impressive.
Well, thanks.
And even more impressive is that Lionel Vitale has 4 Super Bowl trophies.
That he does.
A couple as a scout.
Yeah.
He got one as a player when he was a scab. I think they kept him on with the Redskins.
Yes, indeed.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
How you remember that?
Well, there's a lot of stuff. I'm a storehouse of knowledge, useful and other.
Imagine if you had the size of my head on your body, how much more knowledge you could put in there.
I was told this, that I had the smallest head of everybody here to
This
Goon
is
and
true.
Ironhead program.
Between me, you, and Ironhead, I mean, there's Goon, Ironhead, and there's Putt. I mean, what are you, rocking a 7.5? Jeez, little pea-head over here. My God, jeez.
I think I'm a 7.25.
Oh, my
actually,
goodness
but
gracious.
nevertheless, I did test out some hats yesterday. I had the chance to go down to the Altoona Curve game as a little team building excursion with some of our Spike staff and State College Spike's getting set. Only 43 days until opening night at Medler Field at LeBron Park. As hard as that is to believe, and it'll be here before we know it.
Absolutely. I can't wait for the Spikes. I love them every year. We love going up there. I mean, what a great added addition to State College's summer scene is having the ability to go to a Spikes game 4 times a week. It's really just another thing to do in this town. Get out, being out in the fresh air, drinking, having a good time, watching some baseball. So we were laughing off the air before the show here a little bit. How fast was the first 5 innings, Joe?
First 5 innings with the pitch timer in place yesterday in Altoona took an hour and 2 minutes.
Holy crap.
Yeah. We were.
You had, 13, 17 years in that 62-minute window? Come on now.
I don't quite have the capacity as some other folks do. I will say, I did partake in a beverage. It was a ball game. Having a good time. Got to do that. Of course, you can do that at Medler Field at LeBron Park. All 40 games this season. And we've got some great specials. In fact, Dollar Beer Nights are returning every Thursday this year. They're back once again. I know Dollar Beer Thursdays were a big part of the schedule in years past. They're back in 2022. Absolutely. $1 12-ounce select drafts from 5:30 to 7:30 on Thursday, and $2 craft 12-ounce drafts, by the way, as well. So
it's a nice happy hour. Probably the best happy hour in town.
I would say so.
Easily the best happy hour in town for sure. So.
I'm a little partial on that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had a hot dog in the game yesterday, because you're going to have a beer, you got to have a hot dog, right?
Well, you know what? I went down. I respected the curve burger. Had me a curve burger. I did not have a hot dog yesterday, but I think it's because. Okay. Yeah.
Is that the reason why you didn't have a hot dog yesterday? It's because you had 6,200.
I've had my share. I took the hot dog challenge at Dollar Dog Nights Tuesday nights at Penn State baseball games at Medler Field, and we've had 13,404 hot dogs over the 5 games that were.
Please repeat that number.
13,404 hot dogs.
How many weeks?
In 5 weeks.
13,000 hot dogs in 5 weeks in a college baseball game.
Yep, including the high water mark set 2 weeks ago. 5,287 hot dogs, 2,700 folks in the seats. And, there was a little story about it afterward in the Center Daily Times, and one of the students they interviewed said dollar dogs and warm weather. That's why it came out. Absolutely. And that's what we had 2 weeks ago. Now, this past Tuesday, didn't have such warm weather, but we still had 2,400 plus hot dogs that were consumed by the fans in the stands.
Now, I was busting your balls on Twitter.
Well, yes.
That's what I do.
That's what you do.
You were called out by the Onward State guys who hammered down 9 by the 3rd inning.
Gabe and Jerry, I said,
Putt,
someone who was done in the 3rd inning.
9 hot dogs he ate in 3 innings. And I said, Putt, you cannot let this happen. But said what? Slow and steady.
Exactly. The challenge is 9 innings, 9 hot dogs. If you do it in 3, that's great. It's beautiful. But I took it 1 hot dog, 1 inning at a time. The other thing is,
you're also working.
I'm also working. I'm on the microphone and still broadcasting, announcing for the folks in the seats there, while also partaking in the hot dog challenge. So it was a tough one, I will admit. 7th, 8th inning, 8th and 9th especially. They were a little tough. 7th was not so bad because I'm there, 7th inning stretch, take me out to the ball game. Everybody's having a
got
good
up the
time.
stretch and this and that. You
Got
a
up.
little bit of room.
Exactly.
You going dry?
Going dry? No, I'm a ketchup guy.
Okay. I gotta have something on them.
I know there's a lot of people. I know there's a lot of mustard folks. They're very much exclusive to the mustard. No other things. Well, we have some relish folks I know out there, but I'm a ketchup guy, so I go ketchup on each one. And I actually was employing the Joey Chestnut method at times. I didn't dip the dog in the water, but I chased it with water pretty quickly. And I think you got to because the pre-wrap, once you get early in the night, the pre-wrap, so the bun has had a little time to shape itself around the dog. Later on, they're made fresh. The bun hasn't really had time to dense itself.
They weren't cooked at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, wrapped up in some I gotcha, I understand. They're going, oh my God, we're eating so many hot dogs, we need to make a new batch. So you get the fresh roll, the fresh batch.
Yep, but the fresh roll and the fresh batch are not as easy to just throw down.
I can go with ketchup, but I have to have mustard.
Yes.
So I'm a ketchup guy on burgers,
yep.
But also get to the point where I add a little mustard. I mean, I got a little McDonald's action on there with the ketchup and the mustard on the burger. And the hot dogs, exclusive.
Yep.
Exclusive mustard.
Exclusively mustard on the dog?
My preference. The third way of mustard is something with a little spice. A little brown.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a regular yellow mustard guy. I know it's sacrilege in Central Pennsylvania, but I do like me some Golden's brown mustard, spicy brown, and some mustard's come a long way with a lot of the horseradishes and the wasabi's that are in there. I mean, you can see now you got like a lot of Tabasco in there.
Absolutely.
I mean, geez,
the mustard is all even ketchup. You get the spicy ketchup on there from time to time, but I'm a Heinz guy. Basic Heinz ketchup. Boom.
We're talking significant food here. So my family sent up 10 pounds of cheesesteak meat last week. Already cooked from Pudge's outside of Norristown. Fantastic place. Heaping cheesesteaks. I mean, enormous. Like, wow. So we have this big pan, and you have some extra. So my wife has turned into the extra meat that's already cooked. Okay. We already grilled it. We already had it cooked finish. Cheesesteak case. But the binding agent, because the cheese is already in the meat.
Okay.
The binding agent is.
Cheese is already in the meat.
Cheese and onions are already in the meat. They're already cooked up. They're heated, but you got to have the binding to keep the.
You do.
See, a lot of the places do cheesesteak egg rolls downtown, and they have sriracha ketchup soup.
Yeah.
We created our own, and that became our binding agent to the quesadilla. But woo, baby,
I gotta have it.
You're always invited to the house whenever you want.
All right.
You could borrow one of my dogs for one of your photo shoots out there when you're filming Spike's commercials. So we were talking off the air about a great commercial that Penn State did about the Sandlot.
Oh, yes.
And they didn't have the beast in it. I said, I got 3 beasts you could have borrowed. You could have borrowed one of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, 18 pounds of absolute fury out there. What better name for a French Bulldog than a beast?
Exactly. If you're going to pickle the beast, you got to pickle the beast.
Yeah.
That's the beast right there. Tyson Cooper did a great job. Catcher. He played the part of Ham Porter in the little video. You can find it on Penn State Baseball social media at Penn State Base and Penn State Baseball on Facebook as well. So you can find the video on there. Actually, tomorrow night is Sandlot night. We're at the ballpark. Ohio State is coming in. That's going to be a big-time Big Ten matchup. 6 o'clock game time. And those 250 fans, by the way, get a Sandlot team T-shirt away at the ballpark.
And the great news is they come in 4X talls.
you wouldn't happen to know anybody that would be in need of such a size.
I got to beat 3 kids up to get all XL. I beat 4 little college kids up and take all of them and sell them all together. So let's talk baseball, Bud. I mean, your group's doing a hell of a job this baseball program. You're there. You're seeing it live.
Yeah.
What has been the difference?
Well, a lot of it is the pitching. When the pitching is good, so goes the team. I mean, we've seen the offense that they've been able to produce this year. Actually, in tandem with Dollar Dog Nights on Tuesday nights, Penn State as a team is hitting over 350 of those nights. So the offense is there, but the pitching has been superb. Stephen Miller is one of those guys. He can take on any role. He started, he's relieved. He can go 3 outs. He can go 3 innings. He's an invaluable part of it. Daniel Oderkirk has a tremendous fastball. When he locates it well, he's lights out. And he's had his ups and downs, but I mean, he has had some just blistering efforts this year, which is great to see.
And new to the program, or
Daniel Oderkirk has transferred in.
Okay.
Steve Miller's been around, but Oderkirk is from West Virginia, and
You just said it. I mean, how much better they are when they're there.
Absolutely, and to a man, they will tell you that 2 Tuesdays ago, the victory over West Virginia, rated in the top 25, top 30, and some of the polls that are out there, they were able to beat that team coming in here and actually take on the Mountaineers down in Morgantown, or Granville to be specific, next Tuesday. But they'll tell you that was a valuable part. Of course, Kyle Hannon got on SportsCenter, the Little League and Slammy hit. And actually, there are players.
Let's see that.
And there are players will say, because Hannon dashed from third to home because nobody chased after the baseball, which was just off the dirt circle surrounding the plate. And Brian Tripp, the voice of the Nittany Lion baseball team, was telling me he had heard from some of the players that it was because they couldn't hear. The West Virginia players literally could not hear, so they couldn't communicate to each other that the ball was out and that home plate was open. So Hannon was just able to dash home and score. So the fans really do make a difference. And hopefully we'll see that this weekend. It's supposed to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Temperatures tomorrow in the 80s, just like today.
The 1 game Friday through Saturday?
1 game. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The schedule right now is Friday, 6 p.m., Saturday, 2 p.m., Sunday, 1 p.m. There is some possibility of some weather on Saturday, so do check and make sure about the schedule. There may be some shifts in the schedule based on that. But right now it's Friday, 6 p.m., Sandlot night. Saturday, 2 p.m., big one. It's the Wear White game this weekend. And then Sunday at 1 p.m., it is Little League Day and Pittsburgh on the bases after the game as well. Yep. It's a jam-packed.
Penn State baseball is turning into a minor league program here with all the attractions and
well,
but it's great. I mean,
exactly.
it is. I'm telling you, as a football player,
yeah.
We are used to playing Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State, 110,000. You go to Purdue, you go to Indiana. Illinois was a pretty cool place back when I was playing, but when I was coaching, it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But as a player, it really just it's tough to get up for. I'd love to talk to some baseball players and see, the fan involvement and there has to be. Your juice has got to be flowing. The adrenaline's got to be flowing a whole bunch.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, when
you got a little more oomph to his fastball.
Exactly. The hitters, obviously, when guys run around the bases, that gets the fans juiced up. They definitely were making a lot of noise, not just on the Kyle Hannon play, but all throughout the game. And you get those strikeouts, get people
going.
They're
food comas for sure.
Well, I mean, you are limited, by the way, $4 dogs per visit, but of course, there's no limit on the amount of visits you can make.
4?
Yes.
I saw you were cheap. You were getting 4 at a time.
See, that's the key, though. You got to
sit there for 40 minutes, waiting for the 4 minutes, set yourself up for a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I
go right back to the food.
Well, we did.
Great baseball.
But it did great. And some great guys.
Who was sponsored?
Dollar Dog Night?
Yeah.
Right now, the sponsorship aspect is kind of it's a little open. But I will say this: Country Store brand, new hot dog provider at Bethel Field. They've done a tremendous job providing all those hot dogs, and they couldn't have come, I think.
Well, I think the Goon Ironhead show needs to do like a remote show.
Yeah.
See how we're preparing these. Are these being made in here? Like my mom used to.
Not in beer, but that's an innovation there for country store that ran hot dogs. We steam them up a little beer.
I don't cook them in beer. That's not what my mom did in the first instance. That's why we're all full-blown alcoholics when we were like 13 years old, you know? I mean, God damn, but you know, that's how it is. I didn't have what we did grilled, or we did steamed.
Yep.
Steamed, they were boiled in beer. So I mean, they were all the Hatfield dogs growing up in Philly. So yeah. I got a little phobia right now. I gotta let you know that I used to eat hot dogs frozen with their popsicles.
Really?
And that's why I can only eat grilled or. I love grilled dogs. Nathan's hot dogs, Hebrew National. I love the snap of the skin.
Yeah.
I can't get into just a boiled dog unless it's truly good hot dog. So I may have to go test these out.
Absolutely. Country store brand.
No
hot dogs.
grill, huh? They're all just steamed.
They're steamed, but I mean that's kind of gotta get
Good snap to the dog.
Good snap to the dog. It's got the skin there. I think it's tremendous. And actually, they're from just down the road here in PA.
Yep.
They're a PA brand as well, and they could not come a third time. That's for sure. I mean, we have 14,000 already. And by the way, be on the lookout because this past Tuesday was the final scheduled Dollar Dog Night of the year, but I stress scheduled because there may be a bonus one coming your way. Another Dollar Dog Night. Won't necessarily be on a Tuesday, but be on the lookout. Maybe next weekend, Big Ten Network's coming in. We got a fireworks show slated for the ballparks. I'd say
You sure you're not a minor league team? You got fireworks now?
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, the Spikes of Penn State baseball hand in hand.
I like it.
Always
I
looking
like
to make the best for our fans all the way from middle of March all the way to Labor Day weekend. Get Penn State baseball season right to Spike season in June. So
more Penn State baseball talk today than we have in 3 years of show. So that's a good segue here. When are we starting up with the Spikes? What's going on here? What's the game plan?
Well, I mean, we're only 43 days away. June 2nd is the home opener. Of course, opening night at the ballpark. We've got a $25,000 opening night pitching challenge. One lucky fan will be selected, and if they can throw the ball from the mound through the target at home plate, they will win $25,000, 25 yards.
That is the target.
The target, well, it's about yay big.
Okay.
This is a visual program.
Could a basketball go through it?
Could a basketball go through it?
Men's basketball? No.
Men's regulation basketball, women's regulation basketball, probably not.
Okay.
But I would say I think
you're not a business that's giving $25K.
Well, yeah, you have to be precise. This is a pitching challenge, and you're talking about doing something that major league pitchers that are training for the major leagues at endpoint location. That's what we're rewarding.
Maybe Madison Baumgartner can come in and improve. We were talking before the show. How many Cy Youngs does that guy have? And he got released.
World
today.
Series MVP. And
how much did they leave on the table?
23, I believe is the total.
Still
left on the contract? It might be
Diamondback. I heard 34.
34, yes. I reversed
34 they're eating, and he is available to go through when he goes through waivers to go for the league minimum of 720.
Yep, designated for assignment today.
His ERA is higher than my blood pressure and my weight combined. He's had better years. I mean,
he's had a lot better years.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, and actually, I remember him. I think you probably remember him from the Giants.
Absolutely.
And he's been with the D-backs now for 4 years. I honestly couldn't.
He's with the Giants. He's not young.
No, I mean, but he's got a 10 ERA. He's got a whip up near 3. Those are not good numbers. So, and he got in a little war of words with Contreras of the Cardinals the other day. Just a foul ball, telling him to shut up, calling him and maybe an unkind word or two in addition to that. And then Tommy Edman from Spike from Brown. It's another home run on him. And, unfortunately for Madison Bumgarner, hastened his departure for the time being.
So you just said former Spike.
Yes, Tommy Edman.
How many we in the league?
We're now at 70.
Not throughout the year. How many currently?
Currently, we are at about a dozen.
Okay, which is probably the high.
Yeah. I mean,
this is what I want to get into today. I need you to explain. We had Scott on before explaining the Major League Draft League that you guys are part of. Because you're no longer affiliated to an actual organization. You are affiliated with MLB.
Yes, we're affiliated with Major League Baseball as a whole now. Not affiliated with a specific team. I mean, obviously, before people know, we're a Pirates affiliate, a Cardinals affiliate. So a lot of players.
And they were picking up the bill.
Yes.
They were sending you players, and they were paying the players, and all this and all that.
Yep. We were basically, whoever it was, the Pirates or Cardinals, were responsible for everything between the lines. We took care of everything outside of that, created a great environment for them to develop prospects in. And that's really the same thing that we're doing with the MLB Draft.
Sure.
With now, Prep Baseball Report is the organization. They work with a lot of high school, college players, identifying the best players, and then they're able to not only identify them, but then sign them to the league and assign them to different teams. Now, the first half of the season is players who still have collegiate eligibility left. They're preparing for the draft, trying to get noticed by MLB organizations. The draft this year will be the same. It will be over the All-Star break. So at the same time as the MLB All-Star game, that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, leading into the All-Star game. That's when it'll be again this year.
These guys got a month, 5 weeks to up their draft status.
Exactly. They'll have 30 games total to get out there, up their draft status.
These are not local kids. There are local kids.
There are local kids.
College high kids, Belfont kids. But they come from literally the whole country. And
all over the country, even outside the country.
How many MLB draft teams are there?
Well, there are 6 teams in the league.
Yep.
So a lot of them are familiar. If you remember the Spikes previously.
You're the only. The New York Penn League 6 teams are pretty much the only MLB. There's nothing in like Washington or.
No, it's all in the Northeast.
Utah,
it's
okay.
Really all in the Middle Atlantic. You know, you've got some familiar names from the New York Penn League. The Williamsport Crosscutters, of course. The Sawbuck Series continuing on. The West Virginia Black Bears, they play down in Granville, where WVU plays. So it's a similar setup as here. The Mahoning Valley Scrappers out in Niles, Ohio, Youngstown area. They play at the Eastwood Mall. There's the stadium there, Eastwood Field. Then you also have 2 other teams that have been. Frederick, Maryland, the Frederick Keys, they're in the league as well, and the Trenton Thunder out in Trenton, New Jersey also. So you've got a wide variety, and it's nice, too, because for these players, these can be long trips. I can recall days in the New York Penn League, we would go to Lowell, Massachusetts, Burlington, Vermont. Those are 9-10-hour trips. Longest trip in this league is about 3.5 hours. So
that's Trenton.
Trenton is the longest one, and actually, I'll tell you this, our bus driver was able to make it in just over 3 this past year. So credit to him on that. But
Trenton's a pretty cool stadium.
It really is. Trenton Thunder Ballpark. I had been there the very first season that it opened up in 1994. And I went back there for the first time since then last year covering the game. And it's definitely, it's kind of like Medler Field in the sense that I think it's ready with just a few additions, maybe a couple tweaks here and there. It's ready to go back to a direct affiliation. What they call the PDL clubs that are directly affiliated with the team. But, the MLB Draft League right now is really the closest thing we have to short season single A, which is what we were in before in the New York Penn League.
They've gotten rid of that completely.
Yes.
Across the whole,
Yep, Major League Baseball.
I'll never understand why, but I'll never understand. I'll never get it.
Well, now instead of getting one team's draft picks after the draft, we're getting potentially every team's draft.
Yeah, so that's what my question originally was. You have 12 guys in the league right now, where you potentially could have 12 from this team.
Could
make him the show sometime soon.
Well, we had a dozen Spikes drafted last year by Major League clubs, and another few.
That's fixed. You forming a nice little rapport and teammates, and then right? So you get drafted by the Cardinals, and you're going out to someplace, and they're putting you.
Yeah, they'll be going out to Peoria.
Where do the next batch?
Well, so the first half of the season is those players that have eligibility remaining. There'll be a 30-game first half, and then actually 50 games in the second half this year. The second half of the season is players who are also looking to start their trek to the majors.
Or maybe free agent Jones.
Yep, they may have not been drafted, but
their college is up.
Their college eligibility is up, so they are paid to play. They are professionals, and they're first, second-year guys looking to get their break. And we actually had several players signed by major league teams in the second half last season, including John Beamer, who pitched for the Spikes, was signed by the Milwaukee Brewers, same team that drafted Matt Wood out of Penn State last year. So there's definitely still the chance to witness the future of baseball out on the field in the second half of the season as well. And the way it sets up, the first half champion plays the second half champion in the title game, which will take place on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend this year, Sunday, September 3rd. So
where will that be?
That'll be at the first half champion, but it's subject to some changes depending on what's going on. So
That's fantastic.
Why?
The Spikes go out and win the first night. Penn State goes
Oh, that would be great. Oh, did you let something slip?
Cut. I did not. Just repeating what I was told and heard. We don't know if it's true, so we don't know if we can talk about it. But yeah.
You mean that you don't know if we can talk about how Penn State, West Virginia would be at 7:30 p.m. Saturday, September 2nd?
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be awesome. If only there was like a clock that counted down to that.
I mean, yeah. If you had something like that where we can actually see it every day, like count down to the first game,
and know
the first kickoff,
and know that it'll be on at 7:30.
Interesting.
It would be interesting.
So that would be great. So Saturday, possible Saturday night game on NBC. Todd Blackett's first NBC game.
Yes.
It was historically East Coast rivalry. We Todd Blackett played against for 4 years. Okay, yeah. I don't know if that's even a possibility. I don't get it. So
you don't want to get too worked up. Just in case.
I don't want to do. No, but that would be fantastic. What a weekend that would be.
It would. It would.
A Labor Day weekend. You know what? I put it on Utah. I'm gonna win that first.
I'll tell you this. I think regardless,
make it happen, Todd.
I think regardless, it's going to be a pretty good Sunday there. I think there might be some other events in the hopper. Because I don't know if you know this, but this is the last season of the current field. We're resodding, resurfacing everything. Still natural grass, but this is the last season for the current field of the field in Ballard Park. So there's more of an opportunity, perhaps, for some other events after
straight shenanigans.
Straight shenanigans. You
like
can
M80 flights and stuff like that. Like,
I advocate. This is true. This is a true story. I advocated for blowing up.
Yeah.
When it got shut down.
Like Death to Disco.
It's legendary. Now they might have had a forfeit game because of it. So that's why you do it after.
It is what it is.
But
season's over.
Matt Neary loves the field, and I get it. And I know everybody cautions about, you can't. What about this? What about that? I just put it out there.
I would just put a Kiss concert out there and just like blowing stuff up.
Concerts have a bad idea.
Sure. You never know what's going to happen. So, I mean, how much has the MLB draft league taken over? Let's just say, historically, I mean, I'm not a huge baseball guy, but I'm a baseball guy enough to understand Cape Cod.
Yes.
That's where guys from college went up and played those leagues. And that was pretty much the only good bat league in the country, right?
Yep. And now, I mean, the MLB draft league is really well poised. It had even more draft picks out of it than the Cape Cod League did each of the last 2 years. Cape Cod League obviously coming out is like many of the other teams. They didn't really play that much in 2020, so they're kind of getting out of it. But it is still the Cape Cod League, but I think the MLB Draft League has been well positioned by Major League Baseball to be at that sort of top of the pyramid for players looking to get developed and ready for Major League teams to select them in the draft or even as free agents. So it's it definitely, I will say this, I mean, the Cape Cod League, so much tradition. But the facilities of the MLB Draft League, I think even those in minor league baseball and in MLB right now recognize that. That's why they selected State College. That's why they selected Trenton. They're facilities that have developed and have been great at development.
And that was one of the issues with why they consolidated a lot of teams. The facilities weren't up to snuff. Whereas Penn State or State College, Trenton, they have higher end stadiums. And it was wrong what happened. So, how many? I'm sorry to keep just hammering here, but Summer Catch was fantastic.
It was
a biography of the Cape Cod.
Well, yeah,
just covering how hard it is to make it around up there.
Oh yeah,
how lonely it can be. And you got to find some friends and stuff like that to keep that working. So, draft league.
Yes.
And MLB draft. How many guys are sure shot first, second, third rounders?
Well, by and large, those sorts of players, because they know they're going to be,
They don't need to do it, right?
they don't really do it. They're not looking to up their stock. For them, it's a risk.
Yes.
It could be viewed as a risk. Now, there are players who
they're not playing from when their baseball season's over. When?
It depends on the school that they're playing at. Some
5 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah, so some of them are still in action. Maybe they're in the regionals and super regionals and into the College World Series. So for those players that are on those teams, they probably aren't going to be coming to State College. They might be selected to play. They might be have a slot available for them.
So you must accept the invite type of thing.
Yeah.
If you feel your agent tells you, no, you're good, you don't need to do this, right?
Yeah, and there's definitely input from player agents. Now, I would say this. Do you see guys that are first, second, third round picks that year? Probably not. But we'll have players in this league that, for instance, I'll throw out a name from last year, Dylan Orr, pitcher out of Arizona, high school pitcher, committed to Tennessee, who was the number 1 team for a lot of last season. He's a guy coming out of high school. No, he's not going to be a first, second, third round pick just yet. Give him a year or two at Tennessee, though. I mean, he could very well be a number.
So he played for you guys the first half?
Yes.
And once the draft was over, he could not play again?
No, because in the second half, because it is a professional league with paid, players being paid, everything, you can't be a
first half?
No, these are amateur players the first half. But in order to maintain their eligibility,
sure.
Once they're in a league,
with the 3-letter word.
There's more opportunities in the NIL sphere now. But as of right now, no, because this rule is still in place where exactly. And if you are not personally paid, if you're in a league where other players are getting paid with regard to that rule has not changed. But there are definitely more NIL opportunities for players while they're with the Spikes. Certainly they can with their name, image, and likeness, they have the call on that. But as far as being paid to play, that is not the case for the first half of the year. Is the case
not today, Pop?
Yeah,
fantastic interview right now.
Yes.
Way to lead the show.
Of course.
I ain't shut up yet. So
no.
I
That's why.
It's your mouth full of hot dogs over here. I got it. I understand. But.
Well,
I didn't understand the whole first half, second half. That's really cool. It's really
it's the first of its kind. It's a hybrid model of that amateur and professional all in.
And they can play up until the draft. They don't have to pull their name out of the draft.
Nope. They
just don't get drafted. Okay, what if they do get drafted?
Yep.
16, 17th round. You're like, I think you'll hire next year.
They don't have to sign. Yeah, they don't have to sign. So basically, our first half this year. Again, it's not equal halves. It's 30 games in the first half, 50 in the second. But our first half will end on the 4th of July, which is about a week before the actual draft. And then our second half will begin actually as just before the draft begins. But players that are playing in the first half are going to retain their eligibility until they're drafted. So they'll exit town after the 4th of July, and then players for the second half will come in. They'll have about a day of workouts, and then they'll jump into the second half of the year.
July 4th to the second week of July, you guys are just shut down over there?
No, we are going full bore.
Games and all.
We'll have a game on the 3rd. It will be a fantastic game, the Patriotic Fireworks Spectacular at the ballpark. PA Lottery going to support us with that.
And that it's spectacular.
It was a joint effort. But it's going to be actually one of the biggest shows we've ever had. It'll be about 20 minutes of fireworks, and not just any old fireworks, but fireworks.
I'll put you on the text list.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put you in. I text Walker.
Yes.
Great win, because I know exactly when you went and I can see and hear the fireworks.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Well, you're getting a couple of texts there on July 3rd. That's going to be a huge show. And then the 4th of July will be the last game of the first half. Will be at Williamsport, but we'll have the Central PA Fourth Fest going on at the ballpark. That is back, full bore, full boogie. The great show, of course, with that, but also live music. We'll have all sorts of activities going on. You can come up to campus, park in the lots. The tickets, by the way, if you're looking at VIP tickets in the ballpark with a great view there, or on lawn VIP seating, that is available right now. Just head up to the ballpark or go on to statecollegespikes.com. You can find those. And also parking spaces, VIP parking is available for sale as well, all around Menlo Field. Beaver
I never went.
You never went?
Nah, it's my wife's birthday weekend, so we always go away to her parents' house. So my question is that the Central Pennsylvania Spikes, what is it?
The Fourth Fest. Central PA Fourth Fest.
Do they shoot them off the same spot right at that center field?
Roughly, they'll be a little bit further back, but it'll be roughly the same location as it will be.
I don't know. I thought it was closer to the Beaver Stadium. Don't they go to Beaver Stadium?
They don't go into Beaver Stadium, but you can definitely get a good view of it from Beaver Stadium.
That's a suite.
It's not. I'll tell you this: the suites are not available for sale on that day. But if you're around the stadium, you can get a pretty good view of the fireworks as well. There are VIP parking spots available now for just $15 around Beaver Stadium.
I take this back, by the way.
Yep.
I wasn't out for one of them.
Okay.
July 4th was it was a weekday, so the next day we had to go back to work. So we ended up coming home, and we live off of Shiloh Road. We parked on Shiloh Road.
Yep. And then
on the highway off of 99.
Absolutely.
To see the fireworks.
You can see the fireworks from all across Central PA, but the best spots to see them, of course, up the ballpark, the Spikes VIP.
Oh yeah, the whole day.
And you have activities going on the whole day.
Carnival going on there.
Yep. Well, again, live music, kids activities. The kids zone will be open up. We'll be able to have all sorts of
adult kids.
18 and up night.
Yeah, I mean, I love a water park in there for for larger than 18-year-old kids.
We do have Super Splash, but that's for the young. That'll be July 26th.
I'm just throwing
alley-oops
to you.
I understand. We're looking at usually 12 and under, and we have kids. Kids can throw at us in the dunk tank. I've been in the dunk tank. Usually, I get the 8th inning, which somehow is the longest inning we play in all these games. But
the pitch count might be okay this year.
Might be okay. Yes, pitch clock will be in place. The game clock, as you might say, because not only does it time the pitches, it times between innings up to game time. All
has the Spikes gone the route of some of the MLB teams and going to keep the beer flowing for one extra inning?
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, as everybody knows, the last call is the first pitch of the 8th inning right now. We're going to evaluate it. First pitch of the 8th.
MLB, it's 7th inning, right?
It depends on the team. It's up to the team. We go first pitch of the 8th inning. We'll evaluate things, see how.
No, the 8th inning's fine. I thought you guys were like the first, once the 6th inning was over.
Nope.
Now, I thought it was always like the start of something was done.
Yeah, first pitch of the 8th. As long as you're in line for a drink, first pitch of the 8th inning.
Is there beer in that? I'm going to get all my secrets back.
I don't know if everybody will do that, but no, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then the first half of the season will conclude July 4th. Then we'll start the second half of the season actually July 7th. We'll be on the road to begin that second half, and then we'll be back to the ballpark at Menlo Field. We'll have a whole lot of fun. We've got a whole lot of great promotions. Pink Night is back July the 29th. We'll be wearing those special pink jerseys, which last year was for $9,000 from the Mountain Indian Health Foundation. The great work done by the Mountain Indian Health Breast Care Center. So looking forward to that for sure. We're looking forward to something very special coming up that I can't disclose just yet. We're getting everything finalized, but end of August, we're going to have a very special themed jersey night. Of course, we work with PSECU on the specialty jerseys to benefit the Children's Miracle Network and CMN, specifically at Geisler Janet Weiss Children's Hospital. So if you think about somebody that's very special to us and to Geisler Janet Weiss Children's Hospital, I think you can probably narrow in on what that's going to be. A very special themed jersey coming up in August as well. So great.
Love how you guys work.
Yeah.
Great job. All you do. Now we got to get to the elephant in the room. That's the big time.
Oh yes, July the 15th.
I was in Spike Stadium for the Blue White game, obviously with you and others and this and that. It was in the rain and it was fantastic, but I saw the signs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know?
And Mr. Clifford.
He's already on Social Security. He just graduated college.
Well, he will be there. He will be there July 15th. The plan.
Is it a camp?
Oh, the plan. I
think it's going to be in a camp.
Well,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. And we certainly hope he will be. One thing, again, I can guarantee, the Sean Clifford bobblehead will be there. And we'll go to the first 1,000 fans, thanks to our friends at Lion Country Kia.
Absolutely amazing how many of the bobbleheads people just go ballistic for those things.
And again, another thing to watch out for, even more, special VIP bobblehead opportunity, maybe popping up on the horizon here soon as well. So first 1,000 fans get the bobblehead. And by the way, if you're a Spike season ticket holder, 2 giveaways are guaranteed no matter what. So maybe you want to claim this Sean Clifford bobblehead as well. The giveaway portion. It's based on, well, I'll tell you what, the bobblehead, you saw Sean, with the rose in his mouth after the Rose Bowl.
It's a fantastic idea.
It'll be based on that. The giveaway bobblehead will be based on the VIP bobblehead opportunity. Might have to go back a few years for that.
Somebody was literally like, man, that's pretty mean to do to that kid. And I said, no, Sean's involved.
Absolutely.
I wanted to get that out.
We've been working with him hand in hand all the way through this process. He loved it. And actually, that's his 25th birthday weekend. 15th. His birthday is July 14th. It'll be his 25th, and then July 15th, the day after. So anybody 25 and up gets the senior citizens discount.
Jeez.
We'll also have the silver sneakers stroll around the ballpark prior to the game. Yeah, silver sneakers, man. We're retirement party for 25-year-old Sean Clifford for his meritorious service. We'll have a rocking chair giveaway. Of course, Sean will get one as well. We'll have a rocking chair giveaway for a lucky fan as well.
Penn State ones?
It'll be a nice rocking chair. Nice rocking chair. And of course,
you know what I got when I got out of here? Get out of here! Get done! I don't need you around here no more. Clifford's getting a retirement party and a freaking parade over here.
Yep.
Freaking quarterbacks, man.
And of course, the folks that are moving on to the next phase of their life, they play the canasta, they play the pickleball. We'll have that set up at the ballpark as well.
I don't care how old you are.
It is. Actually, we're doing a pickleball later on that month as well. So that'll be fun. By the way, you will be able to win the ultimate pickleball set at the Sean Clifford retirement party as well. There can be all sorts of great giveaways. One lucky fan, by the way, wins a year's supply of the pens as well for the Sean Clifford party.
3X? Did we go to a 3X for Goon?
I mean, if you're the lucky winner, I suppose we have to accommodate.
Hell yeah, I'm going. But this has been a fantastic show. We're talking about the Spikes, talking about Penn State baseball.
Absolutely.
All right, but I already know.
Yeah.
Who's your football team?
My football team's Pittsburgh Steelers. I have the black and gold through and through for my entirety of my football fandom. Yep. Hey, 6 Super Bowls.
Oh, good.
6 Super Bowls.
Oh, my God. Did you really go there first thing?
6 Super Bowls.
That's like my ultimate, how do you tell a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? I'll tell you. 2 Super Bowls. I didn't have to ask.
That's good.
You just volunteered.
I told you I was a Steelers.
You volunteered it to me.
Exactly.
How many Steelers fans take the fucking like 7? One to do it, and 6 to talk about how good the other one, how great the old 6 were. Fantastic. So, it's all good, buddy. I say this. I always respect the Steelers organization as an organization. It's the fans that I hate. So.
Wow.
I like Putt, but I don't know if I can like you anymore. You took definitely. There's only one way to bring this back for me. I need you to get 12 plus dogs.
12 plus dogs.
12 dogs and 9 innings.
12 dogs and 9 innings. Cool.
Can we do 18? You think you can do one every half inning?
No.
18
You're
right expanding your stomach. You're working on this.
I can do 12. Here's the thing. Despite my figure, you've seen.
You've never looked thinner than right now. Sitting next to me, I am your greatest attaché. You look petite. Have you ever been called petite?
I've never been called petite.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I am terrible at eating contests. I will have you know.
Look, rushing. Okay, so let's get back to the Steelers, but I have to tell one story about my eating.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So I'm coaching the Division III school in Virginia called Hampton-Sydney College.
Yep.
So we have this big mutant tight end there who ended up transferring to Clemson, and actually, in a small world, I'm hanging out with Kirpakis one night. He gives the name Cole Downer. I said, how the hell do you know who Cole Downer is? We played in Europe together. And I said, dude, small world, this and that. So this kid's a freshman. And Hampton City is an all-male college, so they took care of the boys pretty good with the food because there's a lot of things you gave up by going to elementary school, women and stuff like that, but the food was just I mean, like all the coaches outrageous good.
Yeah.
So this kid's eating prowess was like all these players kept on talking about. Oh, he can eat more than you do, and then they called me Coach Goon or whatever, this and that, Keith Goon, whatever. I wouldn't let him call me Coach. So these guys constantly talking. There's a barbecue place down the road. We knew the owner. I said, here's the deal. What's the biggest steak you can? And he goes, I can cut a 50-ounce steak. I said, I need 2 of them. And I said, 50 ounces in 50 minutes. So I went out there before. All the players were there, and he put a buffet out for the boys and this and that. So all the coaches were there. I'm pre-game with a couple of Bud Lights and stuff like that. And I told the waitress, I said, hey, I'm done with this. It's going to be pretty quick. I want you to bring me that. So she said, what? I said, just do it. So I get through the thing in like 14 minutes. I mean, I was born 3 things in this world: block, eat, steak, and drink. That's the 3 things I was born to do. So I get through this thing in 13 to 15 minutes, and this lady brings the wings out. And this kid is like, he's eating like John Candy. He's eating real slow, little cuts and this and that. And mine's done. He's like, he could not believe that it was gone. And I'm like, eating my wings and this and that, ripping down some beers and this and that. He got it done in like 49 and a half minutes, but he got through it.
He did. That was
a lot of folklore going down there. Right now. No one talked about the fact that he finished. They just could not believe what I had done.
Well, it's kind of like having 9 hot dogs and 2.5 minutes as opposed to 9 hot dogs and 9 minutes.
The kid wasn't. He didn't look good, but I think I stopped watching Twitter, following on Twitter about the 6th inning because he was calling you out, and each time he was like, "Hey, Putnam, and I'm like, this kid's gonna lose it. There's no way he's gonna hold that down. No way."
That's right. You gotta pace yourself.
You got it. Yeah, what you do, but slow and steady wins the race.
That's right.
All right, so back to your Steelers.
Yes.
I've always loved and respected how the Steelers run their organization. Yeah. It's absolutely fantastic. There's 2 NFL teams I've always been I looked at as just like they're the top dogs when it comes to drafting. That's the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
And then how they run their organization, stay tried and true. Much of hot dogs slow, so they're rushing them down.
That's right.
You know, I mean, I'm looking at the St. Louis Rams.
Yep.
They're trading A-Rob to the Steelers for a 7th-round pick, but they're eating money in this and that. Look at their draft. And they've given everything away to win, and they sold their soul for that Super Bowl. So
for that one Super Bowl,
would you do that? I would say yes, but not a lot of people would be like, they're going to be in a hole for 4 or 5 6 years.
Yeah.
Unless they start drafting and coming out of it, you gave away everything you had. So draft-wise, are you a draft guy?
Not really a draft guy.
Really?
So,
I don't like following it.
Yeah.
I love watching.
Exactly. Watching the picks as they happen and say, oh, okay, this guy here, it is exciting. Because, the draft is like, they say about baseball all the time. Everybody starts 0-0. Yep. The draft, everybody's 0-0.
Even the Bears and the Cardinals are celebrating because they've already won a Super Bowl.
Exactly. You could hope we'll spring a turtle there in the draft. Like, this is the slate. Even if your team makes terrible picks, they haven't played a game yet. They haven't lost a game yet. So everybody's winning. Everybody does great. So, you know what I love? I see 32 guys and 32 families completely change. Yep.
And that is my favorite part.
Absolutely.
The fortune of that kid, and I know it goes into getting to that point. Never got to that point. I was a much later draft pick, but I know how hard it was to get to where I was. I can just imagine how hard it was to get to. But you talk about like generational swing right there in your family's fortune, and it's amazing. There's 32 guys who walk in that city, and it's great, and I absolutely love it.
Yep.
Absolutely love it. I love the whole atmosphere of the draft. I love how the guys, what they're doing. I don't like the green one. I don't like because I go back to Aaron Rodgers just sitting there.
Well, actually
Geno Lewis.
There's a receiver this year that the NFL basically has not invited for just that reason. Because the draft. They're kind of slated between the 25th and 35th picks. So rather than have them wait all that time, maybe not even get picked the first round, have to come up second round the next night, they're saying.
Remember Gino Lewis?
Yeah.
He was on the third day, right?
Yeah.
Fired his agent on the spot.
Yeah.
Stood up. Well, you're fine. But you had to have a feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And it is great. It is great for those guys to have that moment. And now with the draft being split up 3 days now.
I do like that too.
You
One is it's when I was. You know how long the first pick was? The first round? Half hour.
Yeah.
1.5 hour. You do that with 32 picks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 16 hours, man.
Oh, I mean, the first round of the draft used to take 5 hours, and then that you'd have the draft last to midnight, 1 a.m.
Noon and go.
That first day,
yeah.
and then everybody's back at 10 a.m. for rounds 4 through 7. So now it's split up a bit, and they can make a big show about every pick. And of course,
it's so funny. I mean, my brother was getting drafted in '87.
Yep.
Couldn't even find him on television. Nowhere to be found on television at all. Maybe the first round was on
ESPN, probably.
Yeah,
and that was about it.
So 87, and then I went in 96. April of 96.
Yep.
That's stress.
Yeah. Would that have been the same as Blue weekend? That's
It was that.
Yeah.
It normally ran parallel. You know what? I don't know. Yeah, it was because.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, it used to be the draft used to be earlier than
Friday
April.
night.
So.
Friday night was we had a party before the Blue White game. The year after I was gone.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think. Yeah, I doubt it was. But I was telling Ironhead last week about how NFL guys, the spring game has always been a time for guys to come back to Penn State.
Yeah.
Because they can't come back during the year.
Yep.
It's just like I'm saying a guy like Michael Parsons, he's not going to be back during the season unless they might have Thursday night game. That's to do with the new thing. So,
Yeah.
I remember Todd Rucci came back and he bought Scott Zolak and Drew Bledsoe for the weekend. It was pretty cool seeing those guys. I mean, Rucci was a Philadelphia area guy like me, and we hung out. I hung out with those guys for a night,
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to hang out with them and stuff like that. So, but I just, my wife asked me, she said, when do we have to leave? And I said, we're going to leave Friday after the draft. And she goes, why are you so about the draft? I love it. I always have. I watch it every year.
Oh, yeah.
When you watch it with a bunch of your guys, but you don't know who's picking who.
Yep.
So before we jump off the air, I have one story.
Sure.
I was making fun of Steeler fans because they were going to draft Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
That was the
word. That was the.
And the Eagles were sitting there at Carson Wentz. Why in the hell would they need Jalen Hurts? Why would they need Jalen Hurts? Little known fact about Goon, but my favorite college football player in the history of college football is Jalen Hurts.
Why?
So, I didn't like him early in his career. I thought he was he just didn't have emotion and stuff like that. But as he moved on and was replaced unceremoniously by Tua, that's what he didn't do. And cry, salt, this and that, and he waited, spent another year there, came in, won a playoff game, graduated from Alabama, and then he transferred over.
Yeah.
He fulfilled his obligations to Alabama, was there when they needed him because he was a great teammate. And I said, that dude, I would love and respect that guy forever. And then I was furious when the Eagles drafted him. My favorite college football player.
You probably didn't think he was
Absolutely not. I did not. I talk about it all the time. I eat eagle. I will eat eagle out of both hands on that one. I just did not see it. I did not see him being what he is as of right now.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the highest paid
history.
Yes.
No.
It's $1 million a year.
$50 million a year.
You see his
the
next couple of years. This year's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big hit. Well, the next couple of years, it's not as big a hit as you think.
No, his cap's going up.
Correct. It's only going to go up every year. But his cap hit is not as bad the next few years. And that's what – great job by Rosen. There's another guy. I absolutely destroy Howie Rosen every year about the draft because I always think that he overreaches on his first-round picks. But his 2 through free agency, it's unparalleled. Yeah. Unbelievable what he has done with that second round through free agency picks.
Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing. But his first round picks were such stretches and this and that. He's hit a couple of home runs.
Well, and look at that. That was backbone of the New England Patriots for so many years. They would collect draft picks in the second, third, fourth round and find great players in that spot. First round picks aren't always the end all be all, but you got to have draft picks. That's where the Rams are definitely falling short here for the next few years.
I'd like to pick up by the Steelers. I mean, I don't know how much A-Rob's got left in the tank.
I think he's probably good for 80 catches.
4 teams, 8 years. It's a little weird, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. For a guy who, I mean, still, a lot of people are praising him. I know fantasy football people still love him.
A few years, yeah.
So hopefully, he gets to the Steelers, gets to be a big target for Kenny Pickett to throw to. And,
the small things. That's what I hate about it. That's the aspect that I hate about it. They constantly
analyzing it.
Overanalyzing. So now the new one now is Stroud is getting destroyed because Brady Quinn made a comment that he had showed up the Manning family passing camp and this and that. And he said, Brady, shut your mouth. This is what I hate about these guys who never really were superstars in the league. And it's almost like you're trying to live your life through all of that. And case in point is RG3.
Yeah.
Just drives me absolutely crazy. His takes are so bad. They're so bad, but people are like, oh, and they listen to him like he knows what he's talking about. And I'm like, you can't really take it. Take it with a grain of salt.
Still not as bad as Dan Orlovsky.
Is that?
Still not as bad as Dan.
Which one was that?
Orlovsky.
Oh, I love his analysis. Is there one thing you're talking about?
No, it's he has said this before that he deliberately chooses to make bad takes. That's
or hits.
Yeah.
So Jalen Rose has made a freaking career out of it on ESPN. And his NBA guy, Kendrick Perkins, going down that same road. It's just like, that's why I don't know what the 411 is. I refuse to talk about it.
By the way, happy 117th birthday to the Nicky Lock.
Correct. Absolutely. He had 2 years back then, too. It's all about his 4th or 5th year right now. So this is the real Nicky Lock, right? This is when we adopted, not the statue.
The mascot.
Like when we adopted the mascot,
yes.
Not the statue.
Not the statue.
Gotcha. Have you seen those early mascots?
Yes, I have.
Paper mache, pretty much. In the kindergarten class. The Farmers College almanac paper mache class in summertime. So
Pennsylvania Farmers High School.
Beautiful. One of my favorite things is telling people that. And the Geographical Dead Center, Pennsylvania is on Old Main Lane.
Yep. Absolutely.
But can't thank you enough, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
What time, man?
Absolutely. The time has flown as it always does when you and I get together.
I know, right? Let's go drink beer and talk about the Eagles-Steelers matchup.
Absolutely.
All right.
Tuesday, Ironhead back?
Yeah, Tuesday, 3 to 4, obviously the same. Always when you're stopping over the weekend. Get up and see the Spikes this weekend. All right. Friday, Saturday, Sunday versus the hated Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Get your Spikes season tickets. And we will see you Tuesday on the line.
All right.
Live from Quaker Steak Lube.
Love it.
Look at this. That's someone. You're looking at it. All right. We'll see you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it, bud.
Yep.